Hello and welcome everyone, this is Adam from Critical Impact Gaming. Today we've got another epic battle for you. Today I'm actually using an RU team I built about a month ago, and before I really get into this battle, I do want to just explain why I've been gone for 2 months. I've actually been on orders for the Navy overseas in South Korea for last couple of months, and I just got back a couple of days ago. I did bring my my Switch and my capture card and my laptop, but stupid me forgot my microphone, and there was no shops I was able to go to that had a mic that I could buy. So I recorded a couple of games while I was over there, but I mean, even if I downloaded an app on my phone for to record a voiceover, I was in shared berthing, so I was around a bunch of other people the entire time, and I really just couldn't get a chance to narrate. So yeah, I do have a couple of battles saved up for you, and I'll get them uploaded probably within the next week or so. So I definitely want to keep bringing you guys some content, and I hope you guys stick around to watch it. Alright, so let's get on with this match. So I'm going to start off with my bro Scuda, as he starts off with the Pugnacious, whatever it's called. It looks like a little mossy rock, honestly. So I'm just going to flip turn, go into my Rotom, and try to get off some Leaf Storm shenanigans. Unfortunately for me, he is a little bit smarter than that. I mean, it is pretty early game, but I was hoping he wouldn't overpredict too much. But he does just go into his Lurantis over here. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch my opponent's name. I'll probably say it later on. But yeah, he goes into Lurantis. The Leaf Storm's obviously not going to do anything because he resists the fuck out of it. Now, my only option really is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. Unfortunately for me, it does miss as he goes for the superpower, showing me that he's going to be the physical set, not the Leaf Storm special set. So I mean, that's okay. If he goes for one more superpower, I might die after the toxic damage. But I'm kind of just wanting to stay in because I really want to get a Will-O-Wisp off. I don't have a lot to do with this Lurantis, but he actually shows me he has Protect. I'm not sure if it's like based on his team to Toxic Stall or what, but it kind of seems that way, seeing as how he led with his Pugnacious, and he has Protect on Lurantis, which I thought was really weird. He could have, like, you know, Knockoff or something like that, you know, something a little more standard, but he has Protect. I just thought that was kind of weird. But the fact that he decided not to kill me is, spoilers, kind of gonna bite him in the ass later on. So he actually sends out his Noctowl, and I'm just firing off Will-O-Wisp because I don't really care about Rotom dying or not. I only need Rotom to take care of the Pugnacious, but I have a couple other things that can wither it down and take it out with some chip damage over time. So I do burn the Noctowl, which doesn't really matter. I mean, it's chip. I'll take chip damage. I get pretty low with the toxic damage, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out right now. I'm going to go into my Dakota Rose. I named my Arcanine after my dog, Coda. And this is actually a especially bulky Arcanine. Typically, I do go with the physically offensive, but I want to try out especially bulky because of just the mons in the tier. I don't know, I thought it'd be good, and it turns out pretty alright for me, honestly. So he's just going to go for a Roost, probably predicting me to go for a Volt Switch, which is a good play on his part. Basically what that does is it just guarantees the survivability. Now, I'm not sure if my opponent caught that or not, but my toxic damage went off before his Will-O-Wisp burn damage, so that does actually confirm that I'm faster than him, unless it's speed tie, which I highly doubt. But I mean, either way, Roost was probably the best play. Now he's just going to go into his Pugnacious because I honestly don't have much for it. With my Arcanine, obviously, I could go for the I think it was called Scorching Sands, if I'm not mistaken. It's the ground type special move that has a chance to, I think it's like a 30% chance to burn, just like Scald. So, I mean, I could do that, but I mean, he has Recover and probably has Scald of his own. I know he has Toxic, so he could definitely outlast my Arcanine, and I don't want to do that. I don't feel like stalling. So I do go into my Rotom. Luckily, I am at high enough HP to live one toxic damage after my leftovers. So I'm going to go for the Volt Switch here just because I don't want to overpredict too much. If it goes back to his Lurantis, then I can at least get a safe switch into something like my Arcanine or something else that could outspeed it. Now, unfortunately for me, he does go into this absolute wall of a monster. His Marshuna. Marshuna? I'm not sure. I've not used this thing since like Gen 6. But yeah, it's very bulky. I'm going to go into my Fishy here because I am Adamant Choice Banded. I do have this super effective Crunch. Now, unfortunately for me, my opponent is a little bit smarter than that, and he doesn't want to stay in and lose his wall right away. So he's actually just going to go ahead and switch out into his Lorantis, kind of sacking it, which is good for me. Obviously I'm going to be faster than it, since Lorantis is kind of slow, but he can take a hit. As you can see, that was Choice Band Adamant, and it didn't even do that much really, but it did leave me to where I can take it out with the second one, which is good for me. So at least that's one down for him now. But at least that does put me in a slight advantage, so I don't have to worry about Lorantis setting up with superpowers, and contrary to +1 attack and defense. Unfortunately for me, he still got this Pugnacious, which is, it's really a pain in my butt right now. So I'm just going to go out into my Rotom, thinking I can either sack Rotom if he wants to go for an attack, or if he wants to go for a Toxic or Recover. That's fine, because neither will do any damage to me. And he does just go for the Toxic, so that's kind of, that's alright. At least I didn't go into anything else that wasn't already toxic. So I am going to be able to live this damage right here with my leftovers, and then I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch here, I believe. Yeah, Volt Switch. And I think he just switches out probably back into the Marshina. At least that's probably what I would do, because Marshina doesn't have the best survivability rate out of his whole team. But surprisingly, he brings out his Duraludon. Not Duraludon. Drogigon. Oh my god, they're two completely different Pokemon. They're both dragons though. But like I said, I do go for the Volt Switch. Since it's a special move, I don't take any rough skin damage. And I'm just going to go into my Comfey, because I know it can take this thing out with like 2 Draining Kisses. I didn't want to risk going for the Calm Mind really, because he could have the Gunk Shot. I didn't really want to risk it. I just wanted to get off some damage at least. It does a lot of damage considering I don't have any boosts up, but he actually showed me he has Iron Tail, which means he is a physical set, not a bulky set, and he's probably Sheer Force as well. Again, I didn't see a Life Orb, because the Iron Tail has a secondary effect which gets a boost from Sheer Force, meaning Life Orb will not take the 10% away. So now he's going to show me the Sucker Punch here. And he's gonna get a critical hit, which actually really sucks for me. He takes me down to like 60% HP, so I am able to take him out with the Earthquake, and after he reveals that he is indeed the Sheer Force Life Orb set. So that could have been more calculated by me, but I thought that Comfey would be able to take him out. But it's okay, he's just going to send in his Marshina, and I'm going to go for the knockoff, not really knowing what item he has yet, because I haven't seen any leftovers. I don't know, I really didn't know what to expect from this thing, honestly, and you're going to see here in just a second. After attempting to go for the knockoff, his berry actually activates, meaning he has a Colbur berry. So now my knockoff is going to be doing double damage because he already consumed his item. So that sucks for me. He goes for a Moonblast. I'm not sure why he went for Moonblast instead of a Stab Psychic, because the Stab Psychic definitely would kill me, and I was very lucky because I was able to live with, I think that was 4 HP. I only invested enough Speed EVs to outspeed a Dragapult after my Unburden activates, and the rest is in HP, so I guess that was pretty good on my part. So now he decides to go for the Psyshock, and it does a pretty hefty chunk to my Barraskewda, but then again, Barraskewda is a glass cannon. I do go for the Crunch, and wow, Choice Banded Adamant still doesn't KO. Barraskewda is really good Dynamax Pokemon, I believe, but since I'm playing by Spoken Rules, I'm not going to Dynamax. And wow, that Crunch was just really underwhelming. So I'm going to go back out into my Rock Lee over here, because I just want to at least attempt to pull off a sweep for the rest of the game. Now, if you can tell by the length of the video, that's probably not going to happen, but I am just going for the Close Combat to activate my White Herb, and which in turn will activate my Unburden, giving me, like, I think 430 speed, give or take, after my ability activates. So now I can definitely outspeed like every Pokemon in the game right now. So he actually goes on to his Noctowl, probably the best thing he could do, honestly, either that or the Pugnacious. Either which would probably be able to take a hit, at least one, and he's just going to want to shrug off this hit with a Roost. But just kidding, he actually gets O-Code, and that was not even a critical hit. Wow, so if he went into his Pugnacious, he probably could have lived a little bit better and had at least one more Pokemon to play around with. But I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. One dead mon is one more that I don't have to deal with. So he does go into the Pugnacious now, which obviously he should have done, but I mean, you can never really tell if something's going to die or not unless you know the calc straight off your head. So my close combat does nothing, and he finally reveals to me that he has counter, which definitely should have brought out a lot sooner than this, buddy. So my close combat doesn't even do 50%, which is very disappointing. I got super hyped for my Rock League taking out 2 mons like that, just for it to die to a little rock. So I am gonna finally go into my Rotom once again. Let's see, what did I click? Full switch? Okay. I don't know, I thought I did Leaf Storm for a second there. But looks like I'm going to be going out into my ET over here. Sorry, I couldn't remember this part of the battle for a second. But I'm going to go into my ET as he wants to recover. Clefairy is a very good Pokemon in this tier. I've been thinking about just changing Wish to Soft Boiled just for its own survivability, because it's really only here to set up rocks and knock off. But I mean, I do like Wish Pass. When I play in Showdown, I do use Wish Pass successfully kind of a lot. Now, honestly, I'm not sure why he went for the Moonblast. I think I was just trying to scout out to see if he wanted to go into his last one, which you'll see in just a minute here. But he actually goes for the recovery again, gets back up to almost full, and probably around like 80, no, I'd say that's like 85 to 90%. But I am just going to knock off his leftovers so he can't keep endlessly stalling me, as he just goes for a Toxic, probably not knowing if I'm unaware or if I'm Magic Guard, but I think most Clefairy sets are Magic Guard, so I mean, that's kind of pointless. You should have just gone into your last mon since you only have this thing and one more left. But as you see, I did just go for the Wish. I kind of wanted to restore my Rotom, just in case I really needed it, and this part's a little bit stally. I think I'm going to speed it up. Now, essentially all that happens here really is just the fact that I'm going to go for the Wish, and I'm going to attempt to pass it off to my Rotom Cut, Rotomo, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully he doesn't scald me or something. He just goes for the counter, and, you know, well, that won't work because I didn't use a physical move on you. So I'm going to get back all the way up to 96 HP, which is a pretty good amount for me. 96 out of 157, I think it was, and I do fire off a Leaf Storm here, which I do get a critical hit. I'm not sure if it mattered, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Now, as you see here, I only have 3 minutes left in the game, so if I didn't speed this up, we'd already be about the 17-minute mark. So he does only have 1 Pokemon left. I think I have 3 or 4, I can't remember at the time being, but he just goes into his last Pokemon, the Glaciolipod. I know he's gonna go for first impression. That'll easily kill my Rotom. Okay, yeah, I have 3 Pokemon left, but I'm gonna go into my Coda because I know I can take it with the Intimidate, giving him a -1 in physical attack, and then after that I just gotta see if he's gonna have the Liquidates or if he's gonna have an Aqua Jet or both maybe. But one way or another, he really shouldn't be able to do anything really to my Clefairy over here. As you can see out there, I was kind of considering going back out into my Rotom for just a second, but I think my Clefairy is definitely a better match since it is fully physically defensive. As you see, the Aqua Jet did like 10% to me, so if I really want to, I could just go for like 3 or 4, maybe 5 Moonblasts since I am relatively weak with this Clefairy, and just finish him off. So very good game, Axel. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching this game, and stay tuned for more epic Wi-Fi battles coming soon. And have a nice day, everyone. Bye.